Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Men Are Unscripted. I didn't realize how hard this was going to be. Having to constantly learn. I just made content for myself, or like when I go out for a run, or I maybe go to a restaurant and try out new food. I just make videos here and there, like with little intention of like wowing people. Like I just enjoyed it at that time. But now having to do it for YouTube and having to put a bit of professionalism into it without paying a professional to edit my videos or come and shoot with me at home, having to learn all of this alone was really it's really because it's a continuous thing. It had make I know just like it's really hard. How I came to this realization and I'm making a video about it is I called a friend and I wanted to use her space for a shoot. Then I heard Fifi's voice. And I'm like, Fifi, how are you? And me and Fifi going on the phone. I just wanted to exchange pleasantries. I broke down, not in tears. Like I just became vulnerable. I'm like, Fifi, come and teach me how to do audio design or like designing the audios just to make like the quality of my sounds better and all those background sound and those effects that sort of adds life to the videos. I don't know how to do all of that. And I was telling Fifi about it and I was just realizing how it has been really difficult for me to do all this consistently, right? Because a lot of the things that I am doing, I am learning through this process of making these videos for you guys. Do you know one thing I noticed? So if you look at my early videos, before I now learned it and then finally decided I was going to talk about it, the mic used to be inside because I thought it was cool and smart. Like people that were leaving it outside didn't have sense, and I was the smarter one. So I'll put the mic inside, and then the magnet. So this is the other transmitter. There is a magnet at the back. There you go. There is another magnet. So I put the magnet in front, and the magnet is what shows out, and it looked really slick, but it wasn't doing the job. It was absorbing background noises and all of that. Second thing I did not do, I didn't know that this foam had a purpose, which is to help you reduce the noise in the background. I have 4 of the foams that came with the DJI Mic 2. That's what I use. And I was just recording with it, and I'm like, I would start having to like find ways to reduce noise, which eventually start reducing the quality of the overall audio until she had not even told me about it until I just started speaking to her, and I'm realizing, oh my god, I think these are the mistakes that I've been making, and maybe if I start correcting them, it would help me through it, right? And this journey had taught me a lot of things, but I think the most important thing that I'm making this video I honestly don't know what I want to communicate in the long run, but I just want to mention 2 things now. One, talking through your problem sometimes gives you clarity. That's why as people, maybe we should just be that listening ears that people need to like pour out their emotions so that they can in return get the clarity they need, not your advice per se. That's one thing I learned because I was talking to Fifi and then I realized how I could actually fix my problem myself whilst speaking to her about it. That's lesson number 1. What is lesson number 2? Lesson number 2 is while I was ranting about my struggles, oh my god, how am I going to edit these things and stuff? Somebody mentioned that, oh, this is a very good video editor. You could edit your videos for you, and save you time. I can afford to do that, but like, how then would I learn, right? I think, and then I was speaking to a friend who is a content creator. One thing that he mentioned is he hates editing videos because he's been doing this for years, so maybe he has gotten to the cycle of where it becomes really routine and tiring. So he would rather outsource the part of editing to another person while he just makes the content. But the good thing that he pointed out from my own struggle is that whenever I grow into the point, I mean, I have over 120 subscribers now, which is a blessing to me because, like, what am I saying? I'm just trying to share my experience undocumented, like just like this particular video I'm currently recording. But he mentioned that let's assume that I blow up, right? And then I do not have as much time anymore, and I eventually need the service of a video editor just to like go a bit higher in terms of quality and speed of production. Nobody is going to be able to say certain things to me that I would not have an idea of because I have gone through the process of grinding, right, and learned a lot of things on the way. So it's important that you sometimes, if you are the person, speak up, because when you are speaking about your issues, you sort of find clarity as you speak, and then as a listener, try to listen to people as much as you can without having to be a sponge to absorb a lot of people, because there's a very fine line that you should be cautious of. So I listened, I spoke rather than she listened, and then I found the clarity I needed without having to wait for her inputs. That was a very important part of this thing. So I'm so happy about my journey, making all of these things, speaking on things that I love, and I'm happy that a lot of people are constantly connecting to certain parts of the story and sharing their comments and giving feedbacks on how I can improve. I think I love this, and I am happy to have all of you on this journey. Thank you once again for another episode of Men Are Unscripted. See you on the next video. Bye.